Hey there everybody, my name is Keno and welcome back to your Toronto Blue Jays franchise mode series here on MLB the Show 24. Now I want to quickly say I'm sorry for not uploading content for this series in the last little bit. Just been doing a whole bunch of other things, and if I'm being completely honest with you, I felt a little guilty about all the moves that we'd made. Not that I'd regret them per se, because I really enjoyed the moves we made and how strong we've made this team, not just now, but into the future. But I felt a little bad because I started in between episodes learning about the Blue Jays and the fan favorites, and I started feeling bad, like, oh, we moved on from Chris Bassett and people really like him. Oh, we moved on from Kevin Kiermaier and people kind of really liked him. So I felt a little guilty about making some of those trades, but then looking back on it, I loaded up the franchise mode, I looked at the players we had now, and I started coming around because I think we're in a great position with this team. Right out the gate, we have Vlad Guerrero Jr. and Bo Bichette who have jumped. Bo Bichette started as an 89, he's now up to a 92, and Vlad Guerrero Jr. is up to a 94. We acquired Felix Bautista in the end of the last episode, and I'm excited to get going with him. We also acquired Nico Horner at the beginning of the last episode, as well as Kerry Carpenter, Trevor Rogers, Mike Soroka. We signed Roki Sasaki and then Munetaka Murakami at the end of the last episode, and both of them are amazing prospects for the team, as well as acquiring Andrew Vaughn in trades and Michael Kopech in trades, and Colton Cowser and Pete Crow Armstrong. So not only are we set up for right now, but we're set up for the future in a very strong way. I think this team is looking great. Even though we're sitting 56 and 55 in the season, 5 games back of the Orioles currently, definitely believe in these last 2 months of the season that we can put up some competition and possibly squeak in to a playoff appearance. But that's just hoping, okay? I'm really hopeful of it, still unsure. I mean, if we look at the top 100 prospects, we have the number 4th in Roki Sasaki, as well as 15th in Ricky Tiedemann, and 59th in Munetaka Murakami. Not to mention 69th, nice, in Arjun Namala, 82nd in Landon Marudas, 86th in Brendan Barreria. So when it comes to the future, if anybody's in question, we are definitely set up for the future, because we still have Colton Cowser, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Kerry Carpenter for our outfield prospect depth. Now, one thing I didn't do at the beginning of the last video was look at our GM goals. We're in year 1 of 3 of our contract. Our yearly goal is to reach the postseason. I don't think that changes year by year, but I really want to try to achieve it. We are not going to get the league pennant. That's just not happening this year. That can't happen. But then you have your team performance goals, and I really want to try to strive for them next season. I want to try to win 10 consecutive games. We have gotten a little bit of progress on the win 10 consecutive series goal. We have 3 out of 10, which in hindsight is not the greatest. That shows a big lack of consistency for our team, but I think it'll come around as the seasons go on, and then we have to win 95 games in a season. We currently sit at 56, so I'm definitely thinking we're not getting that one unless I don't even know how many games are left, but maybe if we win every single game remaining this season without losing a single one, that'd be great. And then we'd cross off everything else. I mean, we'd win 20 games in a single month, we'd win 10 consecutive games, and we'd win 10 consecutive series. But guys, that's not going to happen. Now, one thing I did do between episodes, aside from messing around with the lineups and the pitching rotations, was set our training for different players, and basically anybody who was slow, I wanted them to work on their sprints. I wanted them to get their speed up, okay? There were some players where I kind of focused on batting and their power because I wanted them to have better contact or better hitting power, but the main focus was speed because we are 18th in speed and 11th in power. So you can see those are the 2 fields that I focused on the hardest. Hopefully we see some progression throughout the rest of the season, but we do have 2 months left, and I'm not going to waste any more time. I want to jump into this and do a different style than we did at the beginning of this series. Okay, I kind of lied. I really wanted to quickly recap our draft pick, Derek Harvey, who is a 94 potential with 70 overall, looking great as a closing pitcher. And then one last thing that I wanted to do before we started simming some games, even though I said I'm not going to waste any more time, I lied, of course. I wanted to get some contract extensions offered out to players that I plan to keep along. So I'm not sure about Eric Swanson. I'm not sure about Jordan Romano. I don't have a problem bringing them both back because they are, well, Eric Swanson is our highest rated relief pitcher, and Jordan Romano could slot into the relief pitching, the bullpen, now that we have Felix Bautista, but I'm not too sure about that. For now, I want to offer out contracts based on youth and potential, and that means that Mike Soroka is going to get a contract extension. Now, he's asking 5 years, $7.5 million a year. He has done fairly well for us. I mean, very well. A 2.25 ERA since being called up after we traded away Chris Bassett. He's 26 with B potential now, but he's jumped up to a 79, and I'm really excited to see what he can be for us. I'm not sure I want to give him $7.5 million. He has full interest now, and we can start like lowering a bit, maybe get him to around 6.8 million. But I'm gonna mess around for a second and I'll be back. All right, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the best contract that we could offer out. It's a cheaper, shorter term contract, which means we have a little more flexibility in the coming years and in free agency this offseason if we plan to make any moves. I think it's the best option. I know he was asking for about 5 years, but he's not too proven to me yet, and I don't want to give up a term with heavy cap to somebody who I'm not too certain about yet. In fact, I've actually dropped it down to $10 million over 2 years now, $5 million a year instead of the 5.5 a year that I was originally offering. I'll see if he accepts this. If not, I don't have a problem giving him the 5.5. Let's see, will he accept 2 years, $5 million a year? All right, he does. So Mike Soroka will be staying with the Toronto Blue Jays. I was considering offering Michael Kopech a contract. He wanted 5 years at roughly $14 million. But my issue with that, even though it's only $2.8 million, is just the term. I mean, I wouldn't mind giving him the $2.8 million, but he currently sits at a 75 overall. Do I really want to pay $2.8 million for 75 overall who is not really striking out for us? I think I'll wait. And see how he does in the later half of the season. Now, when it comes to Danny Jansen, I'm really not sure what to do here because we do have Alejandro Kirk. I have been running Danny Jansen as catcher and Alejandro Kirk as designated hitter and then flipping that around sometimes. I have no problem keeping both. Again, it's just that cap hit. It's that the salary that they're looking for. I'm not too sure about it. I'm not too sure about it right yet, so I'm going to wait till the offseason. Now, one person I am certain about giving a contract extension to is Andrew Vaughn. He has done really well for us. I'm really excited to keep him on board. I'm going to give him 3 years at $15 million a year. He was originally looking for 5 years, but as you can see now it tanks down in interest. So we're going to do 3 years at $15 million altogether, $5 million a year. I think I said 3 years at $15 million a year. If you guys heard that and you're like, what the hell is he doing? Yeah, no, 3 years, $5 million a year, $15 million total. We'll give him the everyday role because that's where we've been running him this season. And you know what? He's done fairly well. Okay, so let's see, Andrew Vaughn, will you accept this contract? He does. That's what I'm looking for in a contract. Done deal. Thank you, Andrew Vaughn. Munetaka Murakami is looking for an extension, and you know what? It's nothing, so I'm just going to give him exactly what he's looking for. Platoon role, $770,000 a year for 2 years. Let's do it. Will you accept it? Yes, perfect. And then Orelvis Martinez is the last one. Same thing. We're just going to give him exactly what he's looking for. That's not a problem. Actually, Orelvis Martinez was not the last one. We're going to give Davis Schneider a 2-year contract at $770,000 as well, because I really think that he can grow. He's got a .271 batting average right now, which is not bad at all. That's better than Andrew Vaughn's been doing, and I just gave him 3 years with money. He's only looking for 2 years, 1.5. We're going to give him that, no doubt. I wish I could give him a little more when it comes to, yeah, you know what? I don't have a problem giving him 3 years. I don't have a problem locking him up 3 years at $933 a year. Let's see. Will you accept this contract, Davis Schneider? You do. Beautiful. Now, we still have Dalton Varsho to sign, but when we look at him, he's looking for a little more money, nearly $8 million. I can drop it a bit in term, but it still just barely drops in salary expected. So we're going to wait for him as well. Now, another person to get signed is Pete Crow-Armstrong. I really want to lock him up. He's 22, 74 overall. And quick thing, if you guys are asking why I acquired Colton Cowser and Pete Crow-Armstrong, I cannot answer that in any capacity, okay? If I tried to, I would say that they're great prospects, they're great outfielders. I don't know what I'll do with both of them because we do have Davis Schneider and Dalton Varsho at left field, and we do have Kerry Carpenter at right field. So I'll have to figure out some sort of position to try and retain them both. If not, then I'll move on from one of them, and that's pretty good because we could use it to shore up a different part of the field. But right now, let's give Pete Crow-Armstrong an extension. I'm thinking 2 years, $800,000 a year. If I try to change the term at all to 3 years like we just did, his interest drops too much. Even if we give him an everyday or star role, he's not interested. So 2 years, $800,000 a year. Will you accept this, Pete Crow? You do. And then Colton Cowser is the last one to offer contract to. And you know what? Let's keep it a little fair. Oh, you know what? I don't know why it's $810,000 a year, but let's just give him what he's asking for. Colton Cowser, 2 years, $810,000 a year. Will you accept it? Perfect. And that does finish contract resignings for now. Again, we still have AJ Puck, Dalton Varsho, Danny Jansen, Eric Swanson, and Jordan Romano to offer contracts to. but I'm going to wait it out. I'm going to wait it out and see how this team does as we now officially waste no more time and we jump in to the remainder of this season. All right, we currently sit 56 and 55, 5 games back of the Orioles, who we do face next week, and it's not outside the realm of possibility that we catch up and sneak into a postseason spot. I definitely believe we can, but at the same time, I'm nervous about our inconsistency issues, okay? I'm nervous that we won't be able to string together enough wins without dropping a lot of games at the same time. All season long, we've won 3 games, lost 3 games, won 2 games, lost 2 games, won 5 games, lost 8 games. We always equal out, and that's the roughest part about it. I would love if we could string together a good series of wins here. I have set injury management to automatic. I didn't want to deal with that anymore. I was getting really frustrated with all the pop-ups that I had to deal with in the last video simming through games. So I have no problem with dealing with it automatically. The only issue I have is if it messes with my lineups and rotations. But at this point, I gotta be honest, I don't know that much about baseball and what I should be looking for, whereas the game does. So maybe I will trust the game to run the club for me intermittently. But let's see. We have to finish off the series against the New York Yankees first and foremost. We've already dropped the first game. How do we do in the second game? It is a 2-0 loss. And in the third game, it is a 13-2 loss. So guys, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to sim through this series of games here against the Orioles. We'll go through that slowly. And then if we drop that one, I'm going to go through the rest of the month. And I'll check back in with you guys because I just can't keep doing it. I just can't. So let's go against the Orioles. Game 1 of this 3-game series, and it's a 4-3 win. Okay, you love to see that. Game 2 is an 8-4 win. Okay, you absolutely love to see that. And Game 3 is a 7-1 win. We just swept the Orioles series. Holy crap. Did I expect that? No, I didn't. So you know what? Let's keep it going against the A's here. They're a really struggling team on the season. We got a 3-game series against them before a 3-game series against Los Angeles. Let's go against the A's. It's a 5-2 loss in Game 1. Game 2 is a 2-0 win, and Game 3 is a 3-2 loss. I don't understand how that happens, but it does. Against the Los Angeles Angels, let's see how we do in this 3-game series. It's a 5-2 win in Game 1, a 6-5 win in Game 2, and a 9-1 loss in Game 3. We did win the series, but we didn't sweep it. Let's keep going. And this is what I mean. We win some games and we completely crap the bed other times. We're up against the Chicago Cubs for a 3-game series, and then it's a long stretch of games after that. It's the Cubs for 3, it's the Reds for 3, it's the Angels again for 4, and the Boston Red Sox for 4 as well, before finishing off the month with a 3-game series against the Minnesota Twins. So let's see. Against the Cubs in Game 1, it's a 3-0 loss. Game 2 is a 2-0 win, and Game 3 is a 6-5 win. Okay. We have just won 2 consecutive series. You love to see it. Against the Cincinnati Reds, 9-7 loss. Game 2 is a 3-0 win, and Game 3 is a 5-4 loss. And that's another thing. Why can't you just put the numbers in the right order? I understand that gray means bad, yellow means good, L means loss, and W means win. Please just put it in the right order so I understand how much I lost by. I know it's such a small little pet peeve, but it's a pet peeve of mine. Now, we have dropped that 3-game series against the Cincinnati Reds. We have 8 games here. 4 against the Los Angeles Angels and 4 against the Boston Red Sox, and we need to convert. We need to hit. The Angels are currently 62 and 65. Hopefully we can beat them, but they're in the same club as us. They are trying to make that postseason desperately. They're going for that last-ditch effort like we are. They're going to be fighting. So let's see. Against the Los Angeles Angels, first game is a 6-5 win. Okay, Game 2 is a 4-3 win. Okay, Game 3 is a 5-3 win. Okay, beautiful. And Game 4 is a 2-1 loss. Okay, so we won the series. We nearly swept them. That would have been beautiful. We now sit 68 and 64 on the season. But unfortunately, we're still 5 games back of the Orioles. We really didn't make much progress there. The Rays and the Yankees are making a late push. The Red Sox, who we're facing here, are behind us. I don't even know what to think. If we win this 4-game series against the Red Sox, that would be great. But we have to push. Let's go. Game 1 against the Red Sox is a 5-1 win. Game 2 against the Red Sox is a 7-6 loss. Game 3 is a 9-2 win. And Game 4, let's go, is a 5-3 loss. And you see, that's what I mean. Win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. It's so frustrating. We're now 70 and 66 on the season. We're 3.5 games back, though, of the Rays and the Orioles now. That's a good sign. That's a really good sign. We are starting to put up a bit of a fight. We got to keep it going here. I'm not going to waste any time. Against the Minnesota Twins for a 3-game series, Game 1 is a 10-4 win. Okay, Game 2, I don't even know what we did. It's an 8-7 loss. Okay, Game 3 against the Twins, and we have 25 players on our active roster. I got to make some changes. Okay. All right, I've made some call-ups and made some changes to the pitching rotation and the batters lineup as well. Let's see how we finish off the series against the Minnesota Twins, and it's an 8-3 loss. So again, the progress we just made is immediately gone. But against a 2-game series against the Phillies coming right up, they're a really powerful team. Hopefully we can notch some wins here. I'd like to win at least one of them. Let's go game 1, and our pitching staff for the Bisons does not have, I'll just do auto fix. That's fine by me. Auto fix rotation as well. I don't care about the Bisons that much. I trust the computer to run it that well. We do drop game 1 against the Phillies, and we win game 2 6-4 against the Phillies. Now we have a 3-game series against the Atlanta Braves here. Let's see, can we win them? A 6-1 or 6-0 win, in game 1, 7-5 win in game 2 is looking beautiful, and game 3 is an 8-7 win. We just swept the Atlanta Braves, a really powerful team, and we swept them. We're up here against New York, looking for another series of wins. We gotta keep the wins consistent. We gotta go on a streak here. We've won 4 in a row. Let's go. Against the New York Mets, it's a 9-1 win. Okay. Game 2 of this 3-game series, it's a 6-1 win. Okay, game 3, oh, it's a 4-0 loss. Holy crap, we were on a streak there. We were on a streak, but let's keep it going. Against St. Louis, how do we do in game 1? It's a 10-1 win. Hey guys, we're actually doing pretty damn good. Game 2, it's a 2-1 loss. Okay, game 3, it's a 3-0 loss. I said something and we lost. We're up against Texas here. 3-game series before we're facing the Tampa Bay Rays for 3, and then the Boston Red Sox for 3, and then finishing off the season with a 3-game series against the Miami Marlins. We gotta win all of these series. And even then, I don't even think that'll do it. We're now 6 games back of the Tampa Bay Rays. The Orioles have fallen out of that spot. Guys, I'm not sure. I'm not feeling too confident now. Texas is doing great this season, 90-60 so far. We gotta really convert. Game 1 of this 3-game series, and it's a 3-2 win. Okay, game 2, it's an 8-5 win. Okay. Game 3 against Texas, it's a 5-1 loss. Oh, you know what? We won the series. That's all I can care about. Against the Tampa Bay Rays, we need to beat them here. We absolutely need to beat them here. Game 1 against Tampa Bay is a 15-8 win. Holy crap. Okay, game 2 against Tampa Bay is a 4-1 win. Oh my gosh, I literally lost my voice there for a second. We just won 2 games against the Tampa Bay Rays in this 3-game series. Can we do it? Game 3 is a 4-1 loss. Oh my gosh. But the Bisons have finished their season 77-73, which is unfortunately not good enough to make the postseason for our AAA club. That's unfortunate. As the same with the Fisher Cats, they finished 67-71, which again is not good enough to make the postseason for our AA club as well. And the minor league playoffs are about to begin, but we don't have any teams in it, so that's it for our minor league clubs. Let's see what we can do for our major league team. A 3-game series here against the Boston Red Sox. We gotta win. We got just 6 games left. Game 1 against the Boston Red Sox is a 3-2 win. Okay, game 2 against the Red Sox is a 4-1 win. Oh my gosh. Okay, and game 3 against the Red Sox is a 4-2 loss. God damn, why can't we just win a damn series and sweep it? You know, it's frustrating. We're 3.5 games back of the Rays, and if I'm not mistaken, that does, I think, spell an end to our season. But let's just go through and see if anything changes. Against the Miami Marlins, game 1 of the series is a 9-1 win. Game 2 of the series is a 5-3 loss, and game 3 is a 4-1 win. And the Blue Jays have finished this season at 86-76, which unfortunately was not good enough to make the postseason. I'm sorry, folks. I wish I could have given you guys a postseason berth this year, but I still feel confident that the moves we made in the last episode, everything we did, has made this team stronger for the next few years at least. I think next year we will come out of the gate slamming it. But that is it for your Blue Jays first season. And here is this year's playoff bracket. And yes, I wish we could have slotted in to that wild card spot, but we just couldn't get over that hump of inconsistency. We were so struggling with it that it just bothered me so much. I got so irritated in this, like recording the last episode going through the season, I was getting so frustrated, and then trying to record this episode, I did it 3 times, not the entirety of it. I never finished the season. I got like halfway through the first month, and the inconsistency followed by the pop-ups and not knowing what to do, I was getting a little overwhelmed. Okay, that's why, another reason why this video has taken so long to come out. But I'm still trying to learn this game. I'm still trying to understand baseball in its entirety, so you can understand that maybe I'm a little struggling. But I believe that this team has all the necessary tools and pieces to be a contender for the coming years. I mean, look at our pitching rotation. Gausman is aging out. He is 91 though overall. Jose Berrios 86. AJ Puck, if we re-sign him, he's an 82 and he did pretty well. I mean, look at even Kevin Gausman. I didn't like that 4.16 ERA. Berrios with a 3.69 and a 1.22 whip is not too bad. AJ Puck with a 3.94 and a 1.24 whip, not too bad. Trevor Rogers with a 4.42 is a bit concerning for me, but I still have hope. I mean, he jumped up to an 81 overall. He's still only 26. He can grow even more. And then Mike Soroka, we acquired him. We called him up after we traded away Chris Bassett. 10-1 win-loss ratio, 3.09 ERA with a 1.20 whip. He's up to an 80 overall. Potential. I have high hopes for him. And then I did call up Roki Sasaki from the AAA club to try and get him some time. And you know what? He's up to an 80 overall from a 75 when we first signed him. A potential at 22. He's going to be a freaking dominant star for us. Dominant star. Eric Swanson was our lone all-star this season, and he was great. Chad Green did decently. Andrew Chafin with a 2.54 ERA is not too bad at all. Yariel Rodriguez struggled a bit. It was his first season. You can't really blame him too much. Jordan Romano in the setup role was he was okay. Nate Pearson did pretty damn good. Felix Bautista though, that's possibly a concern that I should have had earlier. That's probably a really big concern I should have had earlier. A 4.47 ERA with a 7.2 win-loss ratio. He has not done good for us since we acquired him, down to an 85 overall. That should have 100% been something I focused on. 100%. You hate that, but you know what? Next season is coming. He is still here next season. Let's see if we can dominate next year. And then for our lineups, Nico Horner up to an 85, 72 RBI, 12 home runs, 277 batting average. Beautiful. Bo Bichette, 295 batting average, 85 RBI, 31 home runs. Beautiful. 269 batting average for Andrew Vaughn, up to a 77. He has that beat potential now, but he's still 26. He's gonna be dominant for us with 65 RBI and 23 home runs. That's great. 29 home runs and 271 batting average for Vlad Guerrero Jr. is awesome. David Schneider did decently. 45 RBI and a 2.66 batting average. Pete Crow-Armstrong with a 2.57 batting average and 39 RBI, not too bad. I don't know why it's empty here. We must have suffered an injury on that last game of the season. Alejandro Kirk though, 30 RBI, 2.76 batting average, up to an 81 overall now. Even Pete Crow-Armstrong up to a 76. We've had a lot of development here, and then Munetaka Murakami with a 2.46 batting average and 19 RBI to finish off the season, up to apparently down to a 78 overall, but we got him at 77, so I think it just means that he's trying to rebound from the 77 that he was at. On the bench though, George Springer, he should have played more, but he just wasn't converting when he was. Not in my opinion at least. Dalton Varsho definitely should have got a little more time. 43 RBI at 368 at-bats. 207 batting average though was what was concerning me. Danny Jansen, again, he was on the bench for the end of that season. Kerry Carpenter, 56 RBI and 20 home runs with a 2.02 batting average is confusing to me. He was converting, but not at the same time. I can't understand that one. We did call up Orelvis Martinez, and he did good in his appearances. But you can see we have so much depth even on the bench. I mean, some of these players definitely should have been in. Kerry Carpenter should have been in for Pete Crow-Armstrong or David Schneider. And the big thing is that we have pretty much all of these players coming back next year. We just don't have Dalton Varsho and Danny Jansen signed to extensions right now. Everyone else, they have an extension. So we have a really powerful club here. But I will admit, if you want to hit the dislike button, that's fine. I'll take the hit on this one. I did mess up at the end of the season there. I should have been focusing more on the lineups and the pitching rotations. I thought I did pretty decently focusing on them, but it is what it is. We did miss out. I don't know if a few more games difference would have gotten us over that hump and into a playoff berth. Maybe. I mean, I can't tell. I could not possibly tell you, but let's go through to the offseason now and see who your World Series winner is for the 2024 season. And it is the Atlanta Braves defeating the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays go from that wildcard spot all the way to the World Series just to fall to the Atlanta Braves. But you kind of expected. The Braves are a scary, powerful team. Now, before we go into the offseason, I want to quickly look at the award winners. And as you can see, the World Series MVP is Austin Riley with a 4.58 batting average, 4 home runs, and 7 RBI. He did great there. The most valuable player for the AL was Aaron Judge with a 293 batting average, 44 home runs, and 113 RBI. That puts into perspective how our players did for our team, but I still have hope. And in the National League, the most valuable player was Kyle Schwarber with a 285 batting average, 49 home runs, and 146 RBI. Holy crap. The Cy Young in the AL goes to Tariq Skubal with a 14-10 win-loss, 2.74 ERA, and 200 strikeouts. And in the NL, it's Tyler Glasnow with a 24-6 record, 2.83 ERA, and 193 strikeouts. Holy crap. The batting title of this season goes to Yandy Diaz in the AL with a 318 batting average, 21 home runs, and 78 RBI. And then in the NL, it is Brandon Marsh with a 326 batting average, 16 home runs, and 67 RBI. Wow, wow, wow. Reliever of the year goes to Emmanuel Clase with 44 saves, 1.83 ERA, and 44 strikeouts. And in the NL, it is Evan Phillips with 57 saves, 109 ERA, and 48 strikeouts. Crazy. The Dodgers did crazy this season. The rookie of the year goes to Colt Keith with the Detroit Tigers, and I almost acquired him actually at the beginning of the season, but I decided not to. He finished the season with a 2.51 batting average, 25 home runs, and 478 RBI. And the NL is Shota Imanga with a 16-11 record, 3.28 ERA, and 177 strikeouts. Wow, wow, wow. And then Hank Aaron in the AL goes to Julio Rodriguez, 287 batting average, 32 home runs, 96 RBI. In the NL, it's Corbin Carroll with a 308 batting average, 37 home runs, and a 99 RBI. And then you have all your Gold Glove Award winners. I'll just quickly go through that for you guys if you want to take a look, see who won each position. I'm taking a look at these stats here and realizing how far our team fell. I think that we did great, but I still think that there's a lot to add to this team to push them over that hump. I still think next year is going to be a contending season for us, but still I want to make some changes in the offseason. And then you have your Silver Sluggers here. I'll go through that for you guys so that you can take a look at who won which award. But I mean, hey, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Silver Slugger at first base. You love to see that. But yeah, so you can see here, we weren't really a contending team when you look at some of these other players here. I mean, I wish we could have got Bo Bichette there, but Corey Seager went freaking off this season. Yeah, Aaron Judge, crazy player. But yeah, that is going to wrap it up for the awards there. And now let's jump to the official offseason. The offseason is about to begin. You will have 5 days to negotiate contracts with any players who do not have contracts for the 25 season. After this time, these players eligible for free agency will be free to negotiate with any organization. Okay, so we got to get some contracts signed here. And then qualifying offers, you will have 5 days to tender qualifying offers. 1 year, $20.6 million to your qualified free agents in order to receive draft pick compensation if they sign with another club. Let's view the retired players though. We only have one retirement. It's Paulo Espino. I will go through quickly for anybody who wants to see possible players that have retired. I mean, Elvis Andrus is retired, Luis Aviles Jr., he was a free agent, so a lot of players that you kind of expect to have retired that just sat in free agency all year. I mean, look, poor free agent market is the reason. And then no 2024 Hall of Fame inductees for this season. But let's go through our exclusive free agent negotiations and get our team re-signed and set up. When it comes to Danny Jansen, he wants 5 years, $42 million total. I'm going to get a contract set up for him and we'll see if we can get him re-signed. So what I plan to offer him is 2 years, $16.5 million total for $8.2 million a year. I don't know if he'll necessarily accept that because it is below the term that he's looking for, but we'll have to wait and see. He does have a lot of interest in that, so let's hope. Past that, I don't see anybody here that I need to re-sign. Maybe Chafin, because I don't really want to lose our relief pitching, but again, he wants term to get the price to go down, and I don't want to give him that. So I think we're going to let go of Andrew Chafin. He was really good this season, but I think we'll find a new relief pitcher in free agency. And as for contracts, that's really all I wanted to offer out. So we are going to sim to free agency stage 1 and see if he accepts that. We'll jump these 6 days here. Today's the last day to offer a qualifying offer. Would you like to stop simulating? Yes. Let's see if he did take that contract. He hasn't yet. So that's a little concerning. I mean, maybe I'll give him a little more just to get it done. I mean, the 2 years still, but maybe it's 17 million just to get that full interest. I just don't want to give him $8.8 million a year. I mean, it's only 2 years, but I don't want to lose him for nothing either. So yeah, we're going to give him 2 years, $17.5 million total, just raising the actual full value up $1 million, and we'll see if he accepts that. And Danny Jansen does accept that 2 year, $8.8 million a year deal. So we do retain him. That's beautiful. And then we do have to set up our 40-man roster, But that's going to be in the next episode. What I will do here is I will show you guys, I will offer contracts in between videos as well and try to figure out what we can do for our team to retain the way it is. But what I want to show you guys is who is available on the free agent market. You guys let me know who we should be targeting, okay? So at starting pitcher, there's a lot of pretty decent options. I mean, Corbin Burns is here, Shane Bieber, Max Fried, Jack Flaherty, Walker Buehler, Trevor Bauer. I mean, there's some pretty good options here. You guys let me know who we should be looking at in between episodes as well. I will go through and try to find some good prospects that might be hidden down here lower on the list, and I'll let you guys know what I do find. For relief pitchers, as I said, there were some good options, and there are. We have Jeff Hoffman, AJ Minter, Phil Matone, Matt Strahm, Matt Moore. I definitely don't have a problem signing one of these guys to a contract to fill that void of losing Andrew Chafin. And I mean, we don't even see him on the list. We have to go down to here to find him. So there's a lot of options that are still available to boost up that bullpen for us. Closing pitchers, we have Jose Berrios. There is Tanner Scott available though, 30 years old, a potential with 92 overall. That might be a good option, but we do have Berrios, so I don't think we absolutely need to do that. For catchers, not too much, and honestly, we're already pretty stacked at catchers. Again, I'll look through all of the prospects in between episodes, but that's about it for that. Pete Alonso is available at first base. We do have Vlad Guerrero Jr., but I mean, yeah, no, we don't need Pete Alonso. There is Gleyber Torres and Brandon Drury for second base. Alex Bregman available at third base, but I don't think we'll be making a move there. Maybe. You guys let me know in the comments what you think. Shortstops, there is Willy Adames. He's pretty decent, 87 overall, B potential at 29, but we have Bo Bichette, so we don't really need him unless we slot him in at second or third. So again, just let me know in the comments what do you think we should be targeting. There's Teoscar Hernandez, JD Martinez, Alex Verdugo. For center fielders, Kevin Kiermaier is still available. We can bring him back. You guys say the word and he is back with the team. Right fielders, there is Juan Soto. That is somebody we might make a move on. He is currently looking for $31.9 million a year, and we have the ability to afford a contract like that. So you guys tell me if we should make a play for Juan Soto or even Anthony Santander. I have no problem with either of those. Probably Juan Soto would be the target, especially since we don't have a lot of good hitters for righties, and he is a good hitter for righties. So that would be a good person to bring on board. But that's going to be it for now. There's some great players available. I have no problem spending money this season. That's why I made the contracts as cheap and as short term as I possibly could, was to afford bringing in some star power in the postseason, in the offseason. I will be doing that. I want to make this Blue Jays team a powerhouse superstar team like the Braves or like the Dodgers. And we have made a lot of progress through that first season. Even though it wasn't a winning season at the end of the day, we have made a lot of progress. And I want to quickly say thank you guys so much for the love and support on this series. I'm sorry if this is a bit of a letdown episode, mostly because we lost. If we'd won, then I would have felt okay with it. But the fact that we lost and the fact that I just felt a little out of place and not knowing what to do here kind of made me feel uneasy about this video. But that is it for this one. I'm going to try and make some moves. There will be more episodes of this series coming out pretty consistently now because I'm starting to get a groove of it. I'm starting to understand what I like and what I don't like, what settings I need on, stuff like that. So we will be making some moves in this postseason. I don't think any trades need to necessarily be made, but we'll be making some moves. You guys let me know who we should target though in free agency. I have no problem bringing in Juan Soto. If you guys think we have a place for Pete Alonso, I'll do it. If you guys want to see Corbin Burns, I'll do it. I'll bring in all those top four if we can even afford it. But I'll do what I need to do to make this Blue Jays team a powerhouse. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm sorry about this video. If you like it, thank you so much. If you don't like it, I kind of understand. But if you like this video, please leave a like down below. It lets me know what type of content you want to see more of. If you really like it, then why not consider subscribing? I mean, it helps me to grow and put out better content for you. And honestly, you can do it on a 30-day free trial subscription basis. If you don't like it after 30 days, unsubscribe free of charge. I mean, it's free either way. That's just a little stupid ditty that I put at the end of every episode. But thank you guys so much for joining me. In the next episode, we'll go through the entirety of the remainder of the offseason, and then we will start the regular season in the next episode. We'll get a lot of simulation done. I'll give you bigger chunks of videos so you guys are a little happier. Probably go all the way up until the draft, and then we'll do the draft in the video after that. But that's it for this one. Sorry if I've been stuttering and stumbling and slurring my words or whatever. It's early in the morning. My mouth has not woken up yet. I have an energy drink beside me, but it has not kicked in, even though it's been an hour and a freaking half. So thank you guys so much for joining me. This has been a bit of a blast, but a little bit of a struggle as well. And I'll see you guys as we take this Blue Jays team to greatness.